Hello Aquarius, Aquarius Rising, and Aquarius Moon people. This is your monthly astrological horoscope for October 2017. And just a quick reminder for all of you Aquarian people out there, remember these horoscopes are meant to be measures of the background energies of what's going on. Okay, this is, all month. I've never put anything in a monthly astrology horoscope that only lasts for one day. So please keep that in mind. All of these aspects last for at least 2 weeks, some of them a heck of a lot more, and it's just important to remember. If you are interested in more short-term aspects, flavor of the week types of things, check out your weekly horoscopes. Those are exclusively astrology in the first half. And of course, if you ever want to get a session with me, you can always follow the links below, or go to integrativemysticism.com. So what's going on with this month? Well, we've got some leftover energies working hard for you from September. We've got Mars and Venus in Virgo in your 8th house of shared resources, passive income, and intimacy. And they're both going to be there for at least 2 weeks. Venus will be there until the 14th, Mars will be there until the 22nd, so 2 weeks and 3 weeks respectively. And we definitely have a very, very romantic, very, very sensual energy for all of the Aquarian energies out there. This can actually prove to, be satisfying, when it comes to maybe enjoying some intimate fantasies, some more one-on-one time, and finding, more compatible, I guess you could say, love partners. There may be some things that you also, you're trying to find new ways to connect intimately to a partner this month that actually do get to be explored, and I think that everyone's going to be a lot happier for it. These can also work very strongly for you together in a financial capacity. Mars in the 8th house, however, be very, very careful this month not to borrow too much or to reinvest too much money. Sometimes with Mars in the 8th house, we tend to be just a little bit too gung-ho about, about where we reinvest our money, or how much we take out on a loan, or how much we take out on credit. We may overestimate ourselves. However, Mars does also give us a very competitive advantage when it comes to any self-employment or side job endeavors. Venus is working hard on your supplemental income, where you may actually be noticing that an incentive program, or maybe your commissions or your tips or whatever however you're making your money there, are starting to increase. We could be getting a better bonus, we could be, getting larger commissions, bigger sales, all kinds of really good stuff this month on both finance and love at the same time. So I think Aquarians get two of the most common questions covered in a good way. We've also got Mercury, planet of communications, haste and speed, in Libra in your 9th house of higher education, government legal proceedings, travel, academia, and your spiritual, cultural life, up until about the 14th. Until the 17th, excuse me, the 17th. And with Mercury here, there are going to be a lot of opportunities for travel and exploration for a lot of the Aquarian people. You may be finding you are, taking more of an observational, experimental attitude with different types of cultures, really broadening your horizons, and possibly even able to do it with a partner or a friend. This could be something like exploring, new spiritual languages, new faiths, actually getting out and traveling, exploring the history of other cultures, diving in with that. This can also be a really good time to speed up developments when it comes to any kind of paperwork that you have pending with a government agency or something along those lines, or a university if somebody's taking forever to, I guess you could say, to process any paperwork, applications for certain things, anything that you've got kind of that's been held up in the works. Mercury is just going to be rushing that nicely through for you. On the 5th of the month, we've got a full moon in Aries in your, excuse me, almost coughed, but I didn't quite cough. I think I'm catching a little cold, a little itchy in the throat. We've got a full moon in Aries, your 3rd house of communications, pacts, and promises. And this is an interesting full moon for a lot of you because it looks like a lot of you Aquarian people are going to have an opportunity to make a break for it, or break away from some kind of bind, whether it's a binding contract, a binding rule, arrangement, or agreement that you don't want to be a part of anymore. However, this can also indicate a shift in the neighborhood. Some of you may be, noticing a shift at the home front. Maybe you don't have the same roommate anymore. Maybe somebody's moving out, moving in. Maybe neighbors are changing spaces. but we're also breaking out of things for our own sake. You know, if you're trying to maybe even leave a lease or leave something that you already have scheduled you want to get out of, or walk away again from a contract that's been binding, even something financial. This full moon between the 5th and the 19th opens up the energy and the opportunity to make the clean break you're looking for. On the 10th of the month, we've got Jupiter, planet of wealth, expansion, riches, and good fortune, moving into Scorpio, your 10th house of career, upward mobility, and promotions. And he's going to be there for a year and some change. And whenever Jupiter's in the 10th house, you can expect major earning increases when it comes to your finances, your salary, but also at the same time your prestige at the office. Even if you own your own business, you may be noticing it's starting to pick up a lot of gravity, it's starting to move a lot more quickly. You may be noticing that it's time to give yourself some kind of a raise, or you may be earning enough money, or maybe you're performing that well, or you're getting that much success at the office that you're handed sometimes 2 raises over the course of Jupiter in that 10th house of career, which is absolutely gorgeous. It's setting up for a wonderful financial year for a lot of you Aquarians. And it will be there again until the end of October 2018. Jupiter in the 10th house can also bring an opportunity for some of you to move on over the next year to a new company with the same vocation, or possibly even finally have the financial security or the financial incentive to do what you really want to do. And some of you may actually decide to also take that leap of faith, but it's not really a leap of faith because you do have Jupiter protecting you. Of course, take all necessary precautions, but it was when Jupiter was in Leo that I stopped working a regular job and I started doing this full time, which was my 10th house. So, good stuff can happen. On the 14th of the month, we do have Venus, planet of love and harmony and attraction, moving into Libra, that 9th house of higher education, travel, and government legal proceedings, where she will be for the duration of the month. And when Venus is in the 9th house, love can come on a trip, or while the other is traveling. Long-distance relationships are likely at this point in time, but we also have an opportunity to close the gap in long-distance relationships as well. Venus in the 9th house could bring a love to you from a foreign land, or a foreign culture, or foreign spiritual practice, which could always be very, very interesting and educational. And Venus can also bring you favor from academic and legal and government bodies as well during this time. So if you're looking for favors, if you're trying to ask for somebody to, do you a solid, if you're trying to appeal something, if you're trying to get somebody's, attention in that way, this is a wonderful aspect for you from the 14th on. On the 17th, we've got Mercury, planet of communications, haste, and speed, pushing into Scorpio, into your 10th house of career, and we're speeding up developments there now. Remember, wherever Mercury goes, it's kind of like giving a shot of espresso to the house that it's in. If you've been waiting on anything to change at work because somebody's already made a promise to you about it, oh yeah, we're going to do this, and you're going to get your transfer, and you're going to get your promotion and all that. And sometimes people hold us up. They hold up the works. They really just kind of make us wait for too long. Mercury plays catch up and hurries things along much faster than you think. And a lot of you, Aquarius people may be noticing that. You may be noticing that you are having a much easier time, hopping, skipping, and jumping through a lot of red tape at work. And Mercury's also going to spread the word about you. So Mercury plus Jupiter equals a popularity contest. Again, you will win. You and Capricorn people, extremely popular this month. On the 19th of the month, we do have a new moon in Libra, in that 9th house of government legal proceedings, education, your cultural leanings, and your cultural expansion and travel. And this could bring an opportunity for a lot of you to perhaps actually explore a new spiritual path. Some of you may actually discover something brand new, or you may even discover a heritage or an ethnic or cultural identity in yourself that you had no idea was there, but it may actually put some pieces together when it comes to figuring out more about who you are. With a new moon in Libra, you may also find an opportunity to take a fun impromptu trip overseas, or be opening up communications in more of a business fashion overseas. The new moon plus Mars moving into this area on the 22nd will also be proving to be so helpful, I think, when it comes to broadcasting and actually getting, people behind a cause or something that you are trying to champion. And with Mars going into the 9th house, if you are trying to maybe do some kind of advertising campaign, you want to get people behind you, you want backers, you want support for whatever you're looking for, it's a gorgeous time to do it. And Mars will be there through the end of November. So whatever you're trying to get liftoff on, there you go. On the 23rd, finally, we've got the Sun moving into Scorpio, that 10th house of career, upward mobility and promotion. It's all about career and finance this week. And with the Sun moving into the 10th house, it's about how do we get more out of it? How do we get more out of the work that we're doing? How do we get more out of the company we're in? Or how do we find a place that's going to give us more than what we've been offered for doing the same old thing? And with the Sun here from the 23rd of the month going up until about the 22nd of November, you have that opportunity to locate it. Remember, the Sun is all about increasing fertility, getting a yield, getting a higher profit out of the efforts that you put in. And you may actually find you're even getting paid more without even asking for it. People may be making, there may be higher ticket items, actually boosting your credibility and your reputation without any effort on your part, just plugging in and doing the same old thing. So that is your horoscope. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe. I appreciate it. And of course, if you ever want to get a session with me, you can always follow the links below, or go to integrativemysticism.com.